guys, welcome back to a new vlog series. Today is Wednesday. It's definitely Wednesday. The 20-something? 26th? Let's check. 25th. That was close. It's about 1:30 and I made some progress. So I was going to show you, but I was going to show you from my phone, and that's what we're filming on. I was working on my Hade, one of my Hades, and I was working on Celtic Wolf. So basically the last time you saw it, I didn't have any of this black filled in. So this is 939 and black. I didn't have basically most of this. There's a little bit of 939 in here, and then the feather I think was completely non-existent. So this is the edge of the feather that is at the top of the Dreamcatcher. Then we have his ear. I finished up this part of it last night, but it really helped, like all the black in 939 really helped define it. And you can start to see the swirls that are coming out of the frame of the Dreamcatcher. So I really don't have too much. This is the top of the page and this is the side. So I have all this, which is it's all dark blues. I think it's 823. It's like 2 or 3 colors mixed, but. And then there's a lot of like dark browns and mahoganies in here. So what I was worried about is that this is looking really dark and you're not going to be able to see the definition and see that it's actually supposed to be wood. But I looked at the actual picture and it's just this part that's really dark in the picture itself. Because I was thinking there was a lot of black and there was a lot of like super dark colors you can't really tell the difference of. But it's just because it's this particular section. Once it gets even up here and then down the side, it starts to really lighten up again. And I think it's because the feather is casting like a shadow down in this area. So it just makes it darker. But I do have some dark reds and stuff that'll come in here as well to define that a little more, but we'll see. What I'm planning on is after I finish this page, I want to come up and do this diagonal page, which is page 1. Because, I know I've mentioned this before, but it runs into the same issue, I think, of mixing 939 with black. Which you can see, like, that's all this and this part is. So you can see, like, you can see it in person and you can see it, well, I should say, you can see it in person when the lighting is good. Like I can kind of tell now that it's in direct sunlight and it shows up pretty well here, but it's definitely not something that's going to pick up on camera. So, but I really want to see once we get up to this page, how much of the like Celtic swirls and stuff that you see. So I finished this last night, the black part of it, while watching some YouTube, and that was all of my homework for the week. So like I said, it's Wednesday, which means I have a full day of meetings tomorrow, basically from 10 until 4. But that's my last day of meetings for the week. And this is my last full week of the month. So I'll be able to work on George. I'm working on George to start the next set of 10,000 stitches. So I'll be able to work on him for basically the rest of the week and then all weekend. And then the first of the month is next Wednesday. So I will have some work on Friday. I'll probably have some work Monday, which won't take me super long, I don't think, but it is one of our heavier workload weeks. So anyway, the new monthly homework comes out on next Wednesday, which means George is going to get basically until then. And then depending on where I'm at, I'll either finish out like the thousands of stitches I'm working on. I'll finish out that 1,000 and then go right into the monthlies. Those will more than likely get posted this weekend, but we can't start them until Wednesday. So I'm going to plan around that to hopefully get in as much George as I can so that I can like think about what I want to stitch for the monthlies while I'm working on George. So I'm going to say so 5 more times. I'm planning on, hopefully, I'm really curious to see what they do. So we're starting the 2 books this month. It's only been 1 book for each one, but I think we have like 12 or 13 books to read. So a couple of the months get doubled up. So it's going to be Beauty and the Beast, The Beast Within, and I think Ursula, Poor Unfortunate Souls. So they're going to be based around that, and I'm curious to see what happens since a lot of people are home stitching, if they up the amount of monthly work that needs to be done, or if it just stays the same, because I know everybody's stressing and maybe not stitching as much because everyone's stressed. So I'll be curious to see what happens. Anyway, that's a lot of talking for me. So expect to see, a lot of George getting done, hopefully. Because once I finish that 10,000 stitches, I will need to figure out what I want to do next as far as which prompts I want to focus on, because those are definitely the 2 biggest. There's those 2 sets of 10,000. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to move on. So those are the 2 water park prompts. I think I'm going to move to either the golf courses, or I might go in and stitch some more of the hotels. But I'm kind of wanting to save the hotels for when I just really can't work on George. Like he's driving me nuts, or it's super, like I want to get something else done. Like I'm kind of tempted with Celtic Wolf because like half the page is done now and all of the dark colors are done. But I know I need to work on George, so. But I would like to, like, if I decided that I really just wanted to finish out the page, I would use it for one of the hotels. So that's my plan, is just trying to do as much as I can and save the littler prompts for when I need a break. And it's been working so far, so hopefully it keeps working. So, sorry if you can hear noise. My cats are outside playing around. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today. I will come back and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back. It is Wednesday, the 26th, I think. It is about 2:30. I have 1 more meeting left today, but my last one ended pretty early, so figured I'd come on here and check in with you guys so that after my meeting I can go stitch. So I worked only on George yesterday. I put in 2 rows and I did a little bit of calculating. If I can finish at least 500 stitches every single day from now until it's done, well, not it's done, but for another 114 days, basically until July 14th, then I will have this color of blue done, which would be great because that would be 60% of the piece. So currently I'm about halfway there. I'm a little bit more actually. I'm like halfway through the 6th row of pages, and there's 10 total rows, but I'm in the denser section right now. So like last night, 2 rows was almost 600 stitches, where basically it goes anywhere between 200 and 300 per row. So I'm gonna plan on 2 rows a day. but at least 500 for as long as I can. Spring break will help. I'm really trying to get it done July 4th so that I can start going page by page, I think is what I'm planning. But right now I'm gonna really try to focus on doing 2 rows a day, if not more. So we'll see how long I'm able to do that. So I'm gonna keep saying so again. I finished, or fully finished, I should say, my 2 landscape or cityscape pieces I did. So this is one I had finished quite a while ago. I know it's not perfect, but I did lazy lace it. I tried to just pin it on the sides and that ended up not working. Like I know like right here needs to be pinned, but I don't care, it's fine. It's gonna be against a gray wall anyway, so you will see the gray wall coming through the back. But I'm hoping these work out. We need to hang them now. I had to go to our local hardware store, which isn't a chain. Still searching for toilet paper, but to get command strips so that I can hang these up with my peacock that I finished. So that was Denver, and then here is Los Angeles. What I realized while I was finishing these is that Los Angeles is actually taller. So I'm glad I measured that one first, because otherwise I would have cut my board too short. And because what I had done was I basically lucked out because I had measured Denver, went to the store and grabbed these frames, and luckily it was still enough room to put in Los Angeles. So Denver, I believe, is 5 inches tall and Los Angeles is 7, and then these are 8 by 14 frames, I think. But yeah, they both turned out cool. We're still figuring out how we want to hang them. I want to hang them with, like I said, with the swirling peacock that I finished, but we're trying to figure out, I want to do like a diagonal pattern, but my husband thinks we have too much diagonal. So we're thinking of doing one on each side at the top with the peacock in the middle, and then putting pictures of us from each location. So it'll be more framing, but that'll be easy. That'll be my husband's job, since I frame all the cross stitch, and framing pictures takes like 2 seconds. I haven't told him it's his job yet, but that's fine. So I will have a couple of meetings, or I have at least one meeting tomorrow, possibly 2. I had 2 of my families cancel, but it shouldn't be an issue because they're both, like both of my family's meetings are shorter. My last one today will be quite a while because they have, I mean, about an hour probably because they have 5 kids, but luckily everyone now knows how to do a meeting. They've had enough practice, so it doesn't take too long. But that's all I have for you guys. I'm gonna try to stitch my 500 on George after I'm done here. He's been, I don't know, he's been kind of boring. Sometimes I can really get in the groove with him. Last night I just couldn't get in the groove, and I don't know why. I think what I need to do is find, I think it was because I had shorter videos that I was watching, just because people have been posting more, their videos have been shorter, and so I think I just was distracted, you know, finding the next video and things like that. So I think what I need to do is put on either an audiobook or a podcast while I'm stitching to try to help with that. I have a couple of podcasts on my list that I listen to. It shouldn't be an issue, I'm hoping, but I also have a ton of audiobooks that I keep buying and not listening to, so I need to listen to those. In fact, I think I finished 3 out of the 4 monthly reading homeworks. I need to actually post those and remember what I read, because I've basically just been reading without really worrying about the prompts, but I know I have a couple that fit. So I need to go through those, and then I will try to probably find an audiobook that matches. So what I've been doing, I just went to look for my phone. So what I've been doing is doing audiobooks from Chirp. It's a free app, and then the books, they send you every day a list of books that are like super on sale. So like books that are $25 that you can buy for like 99 cents or a couple of dollars. So I've been doing that with different books that interest me and kind of building up my library on there a little bit. I was able to get Good Omens for only a couple of dollars the other day. So they have a show on Amazon, which I haven't watched yet. I need to, but so it's kind of good because I've got some Nancy Drews. They have some, I forget if they have Agatha Christie. I know they have, I'm trying to think of her name. Charlene Harris. I definitely have more of the spooky stories on there. I'm reading right now, or listening to right now, 7.5 Deaths of, I forget what name it is, but like 7.5 Deaths of something. So I just started listening to that. So maybe I'll just continue. But I think the problem is that even though I like staying home, I think it's making me kind of not able to focus as much. And I think that might be my problem with the stitching and trying to find a good solid show or podcast or whatever as well. But I have been watching Supernatural. I think I just finished season 3, either season 3 or 4. So I might just turn that on again and kind of watch that. So we'll see. Anyway, like I said, got one more meeting, and then I'm going to work on George, do some work tomorrow, and then hopefully work on him all weekend and get some good progress. And I think I'm sticking to that. I don't think I'm going to bring out anything else at the moment. But those will be my plans, and I'll let you know how I did tomorrow. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Sunday, the 28th? Question mark? I think so. It's about 7 o'clock in the afternoon, and so far all I've worked on this weekend is George. I didn't get a ton done on him. I finished about 10 rows since I talked to you guys last, which is about 3,000 stitches, so it is a lot, but it's basically right on track for my 500 a day. So one day I had actually missed one row, which is about 250 to 300-ish stitches, and I added those in yesterday. So I think it was Thursday that I only did one row. So I decided to make up for it yesterday, and then today I put in another two rows, and then we ended up taking a long walk. And I did a little bit of reading to try to finish up my monthly reading homeworks. And that's pretty much it so far. Even though it's already 7, it's taken quite a while apparently. And I didn't read for that long either. Just for some reason the stitching this morning took forever. So what I've decided I'm going to do is to basically do what I told you I was going to do, where I do the 500 at least a day. I currently am getting in about 600, which is great. But I calculated it out, and doing 600 a day changes it from 111 days down to 88 for me to finish up all this blue. So my plan is my plan basically stays the same, but basically what I figured out is I'm going to end up averaging between 550 and 600 stitches at a time, because if I don't make 500 stitches, that means I'm going to do a whole nother row, which will be another at least 200, like 150 to 200. So hopefully it stays in the more than 500 for every 2 rows, because I like even numbers. But like I said, if I end up with only like 490 or something, I'm going to go ahead and do another row if I have time. So I'm really hoping I can keep up with this. I've also decided that if I do the 500 or the 2 rows or whatever, as long as I get those 500 in the day, the rest of the day will be for literally whatever I want. So reading or more stitching on a different project, diamond painting, the paint by numbers. So work does come into play next week a little bit. Shouldn't be too bad. I actually have a little I have to do tonight, like 5 minutes worth. Tomorrow will be a little bit more labor intensive, but I should still have enough time to finish the 500 and possibly get something else in. I have that big diamond painting that I really want to finish. I'm kind of itching to get back to my paint by numbers, which I was looking for because it used to be over here, but I realized I put it away. And then I still have to fully finish my April and May blocks, which I was planning on doing today. But like I said, I just don't know where time went because I started stitching this morning I basically started stitching this morning right about 9 o'clock-ish and went all the way till 2. Then I took my shower for the day. Took a little longer than I thought. Then we grabbed some lunch and I read for maybe 2 hours, and then we took a walk, and then we let the cats out, and here we are. So anyway, enough talking. I did bring George to show you guys because I know it's been a while since you've seen him. And since I did put in 200, or I wish I put in 200 rows. Since I put in 10 rows, he's getting a lot more done. So you can see this is a very dense piece that I'm doing right now, or dense bit, all down here at the bottom. I'm not going to have to move the Q-snap until I'm done with these 10,000. I already calculated, well, counted it out, and I have at least another 50 rows to go. So that'll be plenty. But I just finished row 230 today. No, 330. Yeah, 330 today, which means I have 220 left, 221 left. Like I said, I think in another 10 to 20 rows, it gets a lot less dense. So that's why I'm a little worried of getting back to if I'll be able to make 250 per row or not. So I'm fixing this really quick since I'm able to get to it from the back now. But yeah, so far it's working out really well. And I think make sure it doesn't fall, as long as I stick to my plan of stopping at the 500 and not pushing myself to keep going, it'll help not to give me the burnout. Because I did have a little bit of burnout today, but it's because I did 3 rows yesterday, I think. And it's not so much going across, it's going back where I'm not counting, that I think I start to lose patience. Which you'd think that'd be the easy part, right? But apparently I like things difficult. So yeah, like I said, I do have a little bit of a heavier workload tomorrow. It's not bad, it's just going through. I have one more meeting, possibly 2, because I'm still waiting for a parent to get back to me. My meetings were supposed to be done last week, but stuff happens. And then I have to upload all of the work samples, like all of the homework and stuff. So that's going to take me a little while. But other than that, everything should be good, and we'll kind of see where I get to, because I have to put grades and stuff on everything, which takes a while because I have to do it digitally. We have to do this whole, like, they call it a 6 square, but it's basically like my name, the student's name, the grade, the subject, the date they turn it in, and the date that I'm grading it. Like, it all has to be on every piece of homework, so it takes a while. And I have to make sure that everything's good to go on the homework too, like they actually put their names on it and stuff. So it's gonna take me a while. And then the rest of the week I do have some stuff to do work-wise. That does take a while. I have to make, like, I basically have to say what they learned, and that takes a while. And I have to do 2 months worth because I like to do them in 2-month chunks. But I think I can spread that out a little bit. That doesn't necessarily have a timeline due, so I'm going to try to fit it in around my stitching. Not gonna lie. But we'll see how that goes, and hopefully it won't take me too long. Now I'm pretty well practiced in it, so I'm good with the copy paste part of it. But Friday is start spring break, so starting on Friday I won't have any work. So my goal is to try to get it all done before then, like all of my, even the lesson or the monthly plans and stuff, so that I can just have the entire spring break and not have to worry about work. It'll be nice to have a break where I don't have stuff on my mind. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you maybe tomorrow, but it's just going to be George again, so I'll probably take off a couple of days until I have enough to show you, because I stitched this out on the couch, and I don't want to constantly be taking it back and forth, because the way that I have the stand on the couch is different than how I have to like set the sidebars and stuff here on the floor, so it doesn't like fall over and stuff. So it's kind of a pain to just bring it back and forth. So I'm gonna go take it out to the living room and probably be back in a few days. See ya. Hey guys, welcome back. It is Wednesday, April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. I didn't get tricked by any, I don't think. I was careful to do my research this time. I almost got taken in by the Diamond Art Club one, but I think that would just be cool anyway, so that one would not have surprised me. And mainly because I just went to click on the link and I wasn't even really reading it, so. Anyway, I have some stuff to show you. Oh, balls. Well, I'm gonna have to fix that. Oh, good. Hang on. Give me a minute, and I'll show you what I did. Don't worry, I know this is boring, but the fact that you see I grabbed the glue is a good thing, right? So since today is April 1st, I had to do some finishing. So last night, I don't know what it was. I didn't have much work yesterday. I had a little bit in the morning, and so I tried to do my 500 on George, or my 2 rows as it is currently. And I mean, I did, but it seemed to take me all day. And then today I didn't have really any work at all, so I did the 500 and I ended up finishing, it's about 7 o'clock now, and I ended up finishing about, I think by like 4. Like I still had to check my emails and stuff to make sure there wasn't anything dire, but I'm kind of at a holding point until the parents send in the rest of their homework samples, so. Anyway, right after I finished my 500/600 for the day, I decided it is April 1st. It is time to bring out my April block and finish it up. So it's not perfect, but I did. So what I ended up doing was I realized the magnets that were attached to the black and white checker were not centered. I think when I first did it, I tried to center it in the square, but my calculations were off a little bit. Like I tried to center it by eye, but it was a little bit too high. So when I cut off the magnet, because the glue I'm using is so strong, it ended up pulling off the fabric too. Like I basically had to cut through the fabric. So I had more, which is fine. I just flipped it over and put more fabric on the other side. So it does actually make it a little bit fluffier, I think, especially here at the corners, but that's fine. Made sure to measure it and place the magnets rather than doing it by eye. And now I think it looks good. I still think it might be a tad too high, but I'm pretty sure that's just an optical illusion because I actually centered the magnets on this part as well. at least the middle magnet. So yeah, pretty sure that's centered now. And I'm really happy with how April turned out. It's a little bit crooked, but I think I was able to fix it. Like this part was crooked, like it was kind of turned slightly. And so I'm pretty sure I fixed it. I noticed it while it was still wet, and I was able to go maneuver it around a little bit, and I think I fixed it up pretty well. So that is April, and I also, what I was just working on now is May. And May, I think, turned out super cute. I kind of was trying to figure out which fabrics I wanted with which one, but I decided to do the green for May because I think it would have clashed with the greens in April, but also since March is green, I kind of wanted the little bit of a different, like to have a little bit of a break in between. And I just realized I can see myself in the window that's across from you, so looks kind of weird. There's somebody walking by, but whatever, it's fine. And what I was saying that I screwed up, I realized this magnet was over here. I paid attention with April, but I totally forgot for May. So I had put the magnet here. Luckily it was still kind of wet, so I was able to pop it off, and then I glued it just right now the right way. So I'm gonna leave this one, actually I'm gonna leave this one to set up overnight. The other one is good enough, I think. I'm gonna go hang it back up. But now I'm happy that I finally got them, I got glue on my finger. Finally got them set up and recentered on the black and white one. So I'm not gonna show you George, just because he's in the other room and he's not gonna look that much different than last time. But I've stuck with the 2 rows a day, so I'm good to go on that. It's just, like I said, taking a little bit longer, so I haven't actually had a chance to start my weekly homework yet. However, I am going to do that tonight. And the prompts this week, since it's a new month, we also are reading a new book, and this month is actually 2 books. So we're reading The Beast Within, which is one of the villain series by Serena Valentino, starts with a V, I forget what it is. And the second half of the month will be the Poor Unfortunate Souls, which is the Ariel story. So they're starting off with The Beast, and I think, like they're trying, I know the monthlies, they're trying to kind of do a mix of the 2 books and the 2 villains. But for the weekly homework, it's all about The Beast. So I haven't read these books yet, and I'm going to start reading Beast probably tonight. But it is 4 prompts, but only 3 stitching prompts. So the first 3 prompts are to stitch on something that has something related to a farm, something by a male designer, since the Beast is male, and something that is, or that reflects the outside. So I'm actually going to be doing these all on one piece. I really had to think about it. The male designer was throwing me off. And I had thought about this piece first, which was great. But then I also thought, sorry, my needle minder's making noises. I'm trying to unfold it. I had also thought about doing Hocus Pocus, because that was not designed, but you can use artists as well, but that was created by Daniel Kordick. So that was male as well. And really those are the only 2 designs I can think of that I'm currently working on that are male designs. So I almost pulled out Hocus Pocus. I like had it up on Pattern Keeper almost. Then we decided to go for a walk. And when we got back, I was thinking, you know, I really don't want to work on another big project. Well, huge project where I have to have the whole stand and everything. So I'm going to go back to my original idea, which was something you guys have not seen in quite a while, but it's Boo Butterfly by Brian Jackins. And this piece has, and I could have used that one, like I could have used Hocus Pocus for something on a farm because there's a big pumpkin in the middle. around the bottom. And technically the witches were killed on a farm, so that would have worked too. But this one I can actually do for all three, and I have, like I said, I haven't stitched on it in a very long time, but it is fun to do. I'll probably continue with this orange. I have to look at the pattern because I haven't done it in a while. But I know that there are some, it's not there yet. Actually, this might be it here. Ear of corn, which grow on farms. So this, it's like Indian corn, so I think it's like 3 or 4 different colors, and I think that's what that is. Like I said, I haven't looked at it in a very long time. It is also outside because not only is it a giant butterfly, but the outsides of it have a cemetery. And there's, as far as I know, no inside cemeteries. I'm not counting the Paris catacombs because they're underground, those don't count. But yeah, and it has the moon and stuff too in the cemetery, so clearly outside. And then for the 4th prompt, it is, we have to pick our 5, I believe it's favorite whips, and post pictures of them. So I'm gonna really have to think about that, because if you watch the homework video that they post every week, I always do, even though I don't think I've ever actually used it for help. I just enjoy hearing what other people are, like how they interpret things. But usually Vicky is always on it, the headmistress of Magical Stitches, and she hinted that coming down the road we might end up having to stitch one of these for a, like one of our 5 projects as a, probably like a pop-up event. So I want to pick things that I'm excited about, that I don't mind working on. I'm not putting George on there because he's not one of my favorites, even though it'd be fine if they picked him. I also don't want to, like, I don't want him to be picked and then have to stop whatever current task I'm working on or using him for to stitch for the pop-up, if that makes sense. Like, I don't, like, if I'm in the middle of, like, now my 10,000 stitch increment, I don't want to, like, have to stop it, stitch on him for something else, then go back to it. It's just too many start and stop photos, and it's just not fun. So, like I said, I'm going to really have to think about it. I'm going to have some full coverages in there. I'm thinking Disneyland map, because that one needs some work. I'm also thinking some of my ornaments, possibly fairy tale bookshelf or museum shelf, and maybe my Celtic wolf. But anyway, I'm glad I did get a little bit ahead on my monthly pieces, because my next one is not until June, so I do have time to work on it in May. I'm gonna see, excuse me, if it fits any prompts, but it's really just, I'm not feeling it right now, and I like the fact that I can get all 3 of this week's prompts in on one piece. So I have looked at the monthly prompts. I don't remember what they are off the top of my head, but I know that I have figured out projects for all of them, I think. But I'm sure those will change as I actually get to stitching them, because it's not going to be all done at the beginning of the month now that I have George as my focus. So we'll see how that goes. So like I said, I haven't worked on anything else the past like 4 days because George has taken up all my time. So I'm going to go and be happy I got something else in. There's people looking at me across the street. It's totally cool. But I will see you guys all later. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Friday the 3rd. It's about 3:15 in the afternoon, and I have some progress to show you. And my desk is a mess, and I dyed my hair again, so my fingers are a mess, but that's fine. So I just finished putting in another 2 rows on George. You haven't seen him in a little while. So there he is. Definitely getting more to the bottom, and it's going to be time to move the scroll rod soon, but I just finished row 340. Another 8 rows and I will be done with the 6th row of pages. I don't know if you guys noticed, I was able to snag another clay by Kim, but I forgot to show you guys. So I've finished 50,000 stitches in that color, or no, sorry, almost 80,000 stitches in that color, and I just got to the 50,000 stitch left. Milestone, I guess you could say. And then I was able to get a little bit of my homework done. I have a get together tonight that I'm doing with a bunch of my family from Colorado, so we're going to do a virtual game night, and I'm hoping I can finish up the homework before then, but I have another 300 stitches and it starts in like 3 hours, so hopefully I'll be able to. But I was able to get 600 stitches done, and I added basically all of this orange that's down here, and I think like a tiny bit of that orange. So I was wrong. So these are not the corn, these are the squash pieces. The corn is actually down here. But yeah, just basically going through and finishing up this color in this section. There's a few more bits of this color around the squash piece, and then down, oh, over on the side there's like 3 random stitches of it over here. I forgot what they're for, but it's coming along. And this one should be pretty easy. I think I'm already like 20% done with it or something, or almost 20%. But I don't know why I just haven't pulled it out to work on it, because it actually is pretty enjoyable. Since it has so many like little motifs and stuff in it. It should be more of a want, I guess, but still figuring out what projects I want to use for my 5. But until I figure it out, I'm just rolling along with George. I'll probably have to figure it out. In fact, I will have to figure it out probably tomorrow. Since, like I said, I'll probably won't have time today before the fun starts, so. Today is officially spring break, so I have been able to work on it all day. What the heck did I get on this? A little bit of white something. And since we can't go anywhere, I should hopefully get a lot of stitching in. My next goal is going to be to work on the monthlies, but like I said, I still have to figure out what I'm doing for those. But I'll let you know as soon as I do. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today, and I will see you maybe not tomorrow, but probably the next day. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Monday, the 8th, I think. Let's see, the 6th. That makes more sense. It is, I think, about 3 in the afternoon, and I haven't done any stitching today. I've been basically going nonstop to make doctor's appointments and get prescriptions and getting kitty food and going to the grocery store. The good news is I'm caught up on George. I mean, except for today's stuff. And I was able to get about half of the stitching in on the next block, which is June. So I did all this last night while watching BuzzFeed Unsolved. And the only change I made was the little seagulls here are white. In the pattern, they're dark gray, or dark brown, which seagulls aren't brown, so. Yeah, it's looking pretty cute so far. It has 2 more colors, the dark brown and then a light blue, which will make like the waves up here. I still have to finish the pink, which puts some color in the windmills and then comes over here to do the flags. And then the light blue will come down here to do the towel, like the rest of the towel. And the dark brown will come here to form the word beach, make the flagpole, and then June. I think that's all the dark brown. There's supposed to be running stitches that go like over here and down, and then I think like over here, but they're the only month that does that, and I don't really think they're necessary, so I'm going to leave them out. Like they do have them in December, but they're not by themselves. They're part of like this border, so those ones I'll do, but these ones just don't really make sense, I don't think. So yeah, just gonna leave them out. But it's turning out super cute. I love the sandcastle, and little starfish are adorable. So I'm going to start tonight by doing George. I have to cancel my Monday meeting I normally have because my appointment's Monday morning. Don't worry, nothing serious. And then I tried to hang my cities. Fell right off the wall and broke. And did not set properly. That's fine. Luckily the frames are black, so a little bit of paint and I'll be back in business. So I don't know how I'm gonna hang these yet, but I'm thinking it's going to have to be with nails. But yeah, pretty pissed about that. I don't know what it is about these shadow box frames. They don't hang. I don't know if they're just too heavy because it's double glass or what, but it ripped the, ripped the command strip right off the wall. So I don't know if I'm going to try the command strip again or just stick a nail in there and call it good. But I'll show that to you guys once it's up and stayed. And I know it's not going to be a big issue, but until I figure out what I'm going to do with that, that project is on hold because I'm kind of pissed off at it for the moment. Yeah, so I'm hoping to finish June tonight. That is for the 1,000 stitches for the Tree of Life, I think, is what I'm working on. I'm all caught up with the team events, and that's the most recent one, which is at least 1,000 stitches, and each of these like little blocks has a little bit over 1,000, so I figured it'd be a good chance to get another month done, and it's actually going quicker than I thought. So I'm gonna try to finish the rest of that tonight, do my 2 rows on George. We'll see where I get to, because I did have all day to work yesterday, and like I said, today it's already almost 3, so. But the good news is I'm done for the week. So my birthday is on Thursday. That'll be fun. Not that it's a big deal, right, Alyssa? Julie? I don't think you guys watch my channel, but I think we're just, for some reason I've been craving Dairy Queen ice cream cake for a long time. So that's gonna be my birthday dessert. I'm gonna have my husband pick me up one. It'll be still a surprise because I'm gonna let him pick the flavor. Because it used to be just white ice cream on top, I guess vanilla on top, chocolate on the bottom, and then the frosting. But now they have like blizzard ones, and the blizzard ones are actually mini cakes. So we don't need like a 10 to 12 person cake. There's only 2 of us. So the mini cakes are 4. So they have chocolate brownie obsession. That's the only one I told him not to get because it's just too much chocolate. It's like all chocolate and brownie. And even though I love chocolate, I want some variety. So then they have like a Reese's one, they have a cookie dough one, and they have an Oreo one. So he gets to choose from any of those three, and that'll be my surprise. Yeah, other than that, like pretty much low key. I don't believe I have to leave again for the rest of the week. And because I actually planned out my grocery trip for once, which is awesome. Most stuff is back in stores, or back in stock in the stores, so that's good. The only thing they were out of was flour and beef broth, and they had a little bit of chicken. I took almost the rest of what they had because all my meals this week are chicken based, so oops. But they did have soup, so hopefully they'll get more stock in. But I did see more people or more employees like shopping for people to come pick it up. But for me, it was just easier to go out and grab it. So anyway, that's enough yapping from me. I'll show you guys George probably when I get the page finish, which will be in 2 days, I think. It'll either be the page finish or another 2 rows, and I'll have 350 rows done. So I'll show it to you either one of those, since they're only a day apart anyway, as long as I keep to my schedule. After this, like after I get basically right to 351, the stitches become a lot less denser, or less dense, yeah. So it's going to be interesting seeing if I'll be able to get in 3 rows when it comes to the point that it's under 500. And I'm gonna have to change up my way I count things, I guess you could say. But I think that's all I have for, oh, so the appointment that I made this morning, like I said, it's not a big deal. It's for my fertility stuff, but they don't do it, or they're not currently doing it at the doctor's office or the radiology office that's in Thousand Oaks, which is about 20 minutes away. The nearest one they do it at is over an hour away, and that's at 9:45 in the morning. Great. It's only like a 10-minute appointment, so it kind of sucks to drive all the way out there just for that, but whatever. I don't know if my husband's going with me. I might go alone, but anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. Well, maybe. We'll see. Possibly tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back. It is Thursday, April 9th. It is my birthday today. It's, I think, about 11. Super rainy today, which I love. My husband, I can hear the garage going, so he just got back from getting some lunch and getting my birthday cake. I wanted a Dairy Queen ice cream cake, which is good because it's Passover right now, so he can actually eat the ice cream cake. I wasn't thinking about that at the time, but I don't need all that, so I'm glad he can eat it. Let's see, what do I want to show you first? So I got a little bit behind on George, but Tuesday night, I was able to catch up. So basically Monday night, I only stitched 1 row because I was really into my book and I just wanted to keep reading after dinner. So I just kept reading. But I finished row 350. So then Tuesday night I did 3 rows, and then last night I did 2 rows. I'm in that thing right now of I kind of don't want to keep working on it, but I'm going to. So row 350 is done, and the 6th row of pages is also done. So when I finished that row of pages on Tuesday, and then got to 350 yesterday. So it's looking good. I'm excited to get another set of pages done. So I have 4 rows of pages left, and it's really like 3.5. I'm almost to the 2/3 mark, and I will soon be, the 3/4 mark actually isn't that far or that much like longer after I finish the 2/3. So just kind of continue plugging away on it. This row is where I start to, it starts to get less dense, but it doesn't last very long. So I have another, basically what I'm going to do is I have another, I forget if it's 1,000 or 1,500 stitches to do until I hit my 10,000, my second 10,000 mark. And once I do that, I'm going to change the scroll rods. So depending on how I'm feeling that day, I might show it to you guys, or I think I can do it while it's in the frame still. So it kind of depends on how lazy I am. But I also was able to fix my frames so that I can hang them up. This one shattered the glass, so I glued the glass back together. Since I knew it wouldn't show very much, it just shows this little corner back here, and that will be against the wall anyway. And then I'm going to paint over these parts. So the command strips don't work on these, I think because they're just too heavy. It worked on Swirling Peacock, so I'm gonna leave that one up. But these ones, I need to attach the hangers to the back. It came with them. I just have to attach them and then put some nails in the wall and hang those up. So I'm gonna try to get that done today. And I also finished my June block. So I was able to finish this up last night. I ended up having to stay up a little late for it, but it's fine. I turned on, nailed it on Netflix and had a little mini marathon. I was only up till like 12, so it wasn't bad. But I changed the birds from brown to white. I don't know why they had them as brown, because they're definitely supposed to be seagulls because it's the beach, but I'm assuming it's because they were afraid they wouldn't show up on the fabric, but mine is dark enough that it looks fine to me, so. And then I changed these. They're supposed to have like a curly Q, but to me it looked like it was like hooks. It was kind of a bigger version of the waves, and it just looked weird to me, so I took the hook part out and took out the running stitches on either side. So this is the block that has the most changes to it, but it's nothing major. And the colors are all what was charted, the DMC version. So yeah, it's super cute. Next up will be July, which is all red, white, and blue. I might, sorry, fixing something. I might use that for the extra credits, for the monthly extra credits, because I need like flowers and I need something with a beast or sea creature, and it has like owl, like it has an owl on it, so that would be considered a beast. Just so that I can get another smaller project. I forgot to open it, but I'm opening it right now, so sorry about the crinkling, but I did get my Coloring Cotton monthly order in. Ooh, these are pretty. So I get the monthly, or the All Colors 5-pack directly from Coloring Cotton. Aren't those pretty? I've thought about canceling a couple of times, but then I get my monthly orders and it's gorgeous, so I end up not canceling. So we got Glacier Blue. I don't know how well it's going to show because I can't see the screen and I can't, and the lighting isn't great, but it's a very, it is actually pretty variegated. Like you can especially see it there, I think. Then we have chartreuse, which I think a lot of people think is a pink color, but it's actually green. It's almost like a limey. A lot of people call it like piss yellow, but I like it. I think it's pretty. To me, it's like a very muted lime color, I guess. This one is definitely the most variegated. It's peach cobbler, and it's a mix of peaches and pinks. My husband's playing with the cats. Then rhubarb, which is also pretty variegated. Definitely not as much as the other one, but it's this pretty pink color. This is the darkest pink out of all of them. And taffy, which is basically just a mix of lighter and darker pinks. I think my favorite one is the peach cobbler, and orange is not one of my favorite colors, so that's saying something. I think that's all I have for you guys for today. Excuse me. I'm going to go eat some lunch. I'm going to go put in my 2 rows on George, try to hang up my pictures. I need my husband's help for that because we have like a laser level and somebody needs to hold that. It's supposed to stick to the wall, but because our walls are textured, it doesn't stick. So one person has to hold it while the other person marks where the nails go. And after that, I should be starting, after I finish George, well, finish George for the day, I should be able to start on my weekly homework, which is good because it's already Thursday. So I have to start with Disneyland map, put in 500 stitches on that, and then I think it's Harry Potter, which will actually be 1,000 stitches because they're 10 stitches, but at this point it's all in black, so it should go by pretty quick. But anyway, thanks for sticking with me today, and I will see you all later. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Saturday the 12th, maybe? It's about 5:30, and I didn't keep up with George last night. Didn't stitch him at all yesterday. Last night we ended up doing another round of coronavirus game night. So basically I just got on to Zoom with a bunch of my family and played some more Jackbox, which was fun. For my birthday, my husband decided to surprise me by bringing everybody up on Zoom so everybody could wish me happy birthday and sing happy birthday while he lit my cake. So that was cool. And then we just decided to do game night from that. So didn't last as long. Basically a few people had to work early the next morning. My cousin's husband is an air traffic controller, and they bring in military planes too, so he's still been working. Not as busy, but he had to go in at 3 this morning, so yeah, definitely didn't last as long yesterday. And I also decided that since we were doing game night, I wasn't going to have enough time to finish all of my homework probably. I hadn't even started it at that point. So I spent all day yesterday working on my homework, and then so far all of today finishing the weekly homework. So hopefully I can stitch George tonight. My husband is off getting dinner. It's Passover right now, so happy Passover to anybody who celebrates. Because of that, he's going to In-N-Out because you can order your hamburger protein style, so they'll put it in a lettuce wrap instead of putting it in a bun. And I got one too, just because I don't need the bread. I think it's 7 points with Weight Watchers if you don't include the bread, so Anyway, so that being said, I did work and put in 500 stitches on my Disneyland map. Which was almost all of the water tower. I'm still missing like 2 colors, I think. But it basically was the water tower, some of the oranges and browns up here in the boat. And then we put in more on the snake so you can actually see the snake better. And we filled up the rest of the bottom of the pole he's on. And then added just a few more down here. So it's really coming along. I love this project. I don't know what it is about it, if it's the bright colors or what. But it's turning out better than I thought because it was just an Etsy pattern. I'm sure it's not legit. The company that I got it from is no longer on there, but I have seen, I know Coffee Stitcher started it, and one of my Southern California friends that doesn't have a Flosstube has started it, and they both started in the middle. So I'm kind of glad I started on the side because then I can watch my progress and their progress. But I'm definitely further along than they are at the moment. So I'm curious where they go after the castle is done, but I am changing it up a little bit with how I was stitching it before. Ow, as I keep stabbing myself with the needle. Because I was going ride by ride, but since I'm doing this on Pattern Keeper now, and not all of them work on Pattern Keeper, my friend from Southern California, hers does not work on Pattern Keeper, so it's just whoever you buy through, I guess. Basically what I'm doing is finishing up the ride, but then anything I have extra is just going over here to fill in like space going up. So right here, like you can see this brown bit right here, this is where the firehouse comes in. Maybe it's not the firehouse, it's one of the Main Street buildings. Might even be the train station, I don't remember. Comes in over here. So I'm basically just going in and I'm going to make that my next bit I'm doing, I guess you could say. But yeah, hopefully I can finish out Jungle Cruise soon because it's starting to, especially now that all those colors are in the water tower, I think it's really starting to look pretty cool. So this one I'm super happy with. And I did decide to go with the white fabric on this one. It's a 32 count, just white. I don't remember what kind it is. It is an actual linen though, it's not an even weave. Well, I mean it is an even weave, but a linen even weave. Because you can see like a lot of the slubs and stuff, but I wanted it a little bit more rustic, which is why I chose the linen. It's covered in cat hair right now, so I became distracted naturally. But because when you get a Disneyland map, it's done on white paper and it actually shows the outline in white, so that's why I decided to keep that one white. So I put in 500 on that, and then I brought out Harry Potter. Added basically everything from here on down. So there's 1,010 stitches. And if you notice, I was able to snag another Clay by Kim. I decided to stop at the flowers and I saw the dragon and I could not pass up the dragon. They are more expensive. This one was about 40 bucks, I think, with shipping. But not only is blue my favorite color, like blue and purple, I guess it is more purple, but I do have a light blue dragon as well. I'm not sure where he is at the moment. I'm pretty sure he's over my needle minder thing, but I can't see it at the moment because my door is blocking it. But I do have like a light blue one, but I love dark purple. Couldn't tell what fell. Yeah, so definitely will be black on this for quite a long time. I think it goes pretty much all the way down to like here. Just as a very rough guesstimate. I think I'm gonna stick with the black and do all of the black. I think I'm currently about 3% done with the whole project, but we'll see. So my plans are, now that the weekly homework is done, we get a new weekly homework for Monday, so the rest of today and all of tomorrow will probably be on George. I have 9,200 stitches in him. I'm going to finish out the 1,000, and then I think I'm going to move on. So that's both water parks. That'll be done. Sorry, my cat's over on like a tottering stack of bins that are in here. And I'm curious if she falls. So if you hear a big boom, that's why, but luckily it's my more well-balanced cats. My other one is kind of like, he's a boy. He just galumps through everything. But yeah, so the rest of today and all of tomorrow will be George. I finished up the water parks, or this will be finishing up the second water park, which means I'm going to move on to the mini golf courses. It's technically 2 courses, but one of them is a double course. And instead of posting photos every 500 stitches like we have for this part, we can just post them at every half course. So that would be 1,800 stitches, I believe. So I decided to do that because it's going to be really easy to do with George because at the part I'm at, because now that it's starting to become less dense, I can just keep stitching and not have to worry about, every 2 rows post a picture. I can do 3 rows and not have to worry about it. I can do 4 rows. So as long as I'm keeping up with my 1,000 stitch marks, the 1,800 shouldn't be bad. Because I think I'm averaging now about 550, somewhere between 5 and 550 stitches per row. So I'm going to probably start trying to do 3 rows a day. But really just making sure I stay over the 500 mark. But like I said, now I'm a day behind. If I can catch up this weekend, that'd be great. I don't see that happening because we ended up letting the cats outside, which I can't stitch during that because we have to keep the one that's in here from jumping over the fence and running away. Because they're indoor cats, but we let them out in the backyard just a little bit, just to let them have some outdoor time. But then my husband decided he wants to build another catio in the backyard. So we ran to Home Depot, which took a couple hours. And we had to go then because they're closing at 6 now. Home Depot is. I think they're usually open till like 9 or 10, but they're closing at 6. They can restock and stuff. But anyway, so that just took time out of my day that I wasn't really planning on. And stitching Harry Potter took longer than I thought too. Even though it was solid stitching, it's just because it's so tiny, it's a little hard to see. And I have to use shorter lengths on it because otherwise they get shredded too easily. Since I'm using 2 threads. So 2 threads over 1 on 28 count, and it's a rougher fabric, so it definitely shreds the threads a lot more. So yeah, I'll let you guys know where I get to. I should finish George. Should finish the 10,000 on George this weekend. That's my goal, which should be, I think, another 3 rows. Hopefully. But I'm trying to think if I have anything else to tell you guys. I don't think I do. I am like 38.5% done, I think, on George in total. So hopefully I can get to the 40 mark soon, which is if I'm stitching him to take, and if I'm planning on it taking 5 years to stitch, which was our goal, like our original goal, I should have had 40% done in February. So I'm almost caught up, but still behind, but I'm still trying to finish sooner. So getting all of the 931 done will be 60%, which is where I have to be by next February. But I'm going to try to finish that, ASAP. But I'm really not averaging that many stitches on George when you really think about it, because I'm only doing basically about 500 to 600 stitches a day. Whereas normally I can usually put in about 1,000, especially being off school for the week. But because of the way I'm stitching him, I think it takes up more of my time. And I don't know if that's because I'm getting distracted, like when I'm going back to cross the stitches because I'm not doing any counting and I get bored with it, or if it's just because it's such a large project, it's a lot of counting, like large as far as because I'm doing the entire row 10 pages across, or I don't know what it is, but it just seems to be taking longer than it should. So, I mean, I still average about 100 stitches per hour, so I guess I'm putting in about 5 hours a day, but I feel like today on Harry Potter, I was able to put in 1,000 half stitches just this morning. So I don't know if it just feels slower or what. But anyway, what I was trying to get at is that once all this 931 is done, the other 40% of the project should go by pretty quick, because this, with the 931, I have 131,400 stitches in that color. The next highest color is only like 25,000 or something like that. I say only 25,000, but it's really not that much. So it should be really easy just going in and filling in the blanks is basically what I'm going to be doing. Because I only have, I think, like 20 colors, but I'm still not sure how I want to stitch the rest of it. It's really going to depend on what the next color looks like as far as the disbursement of it across the piece. So I might finish the rest of it page by page, or I might go color by color. It's really gonna, I'm probably gonna do page by page because that's how I like to stitch a lot of my projects. So it's really gonna depend on that. And I mean, I still have time obviously to think about it. My goal is to try to get the 931 done before July 4th. Depending on how many stitches I get a day, I've been able to calculate anything from mid-June through mid-July. So we'll kind of see where I end up. It should go faster once I get towards the end because I'll be more excited. But as of right now, it's just kind of tedious. And I just keep getting distracted. But yeah, that'll give me all of June. We get out of school on June 11th. So it'll give me half of June. Well, I should say the kids get out the 11th. I don't know when our official last day is, but I still foresee a lot of stitching time in my future since I don't have to drive to go to meetings and stuff, but we'll see. Yeah, just gonna plug away on him, try to catch up this weekend. I'm not gonna try to finish all 4 rows. Oh, the 2 rows that I missed, plus the 2 from today that I still haven't done, plus the 2 from tomorrow. I'm not gonna try to worry about all that. I'm just gonna try to get the 10,000 done this weekend. And anything extra will just be gravy. Which I know is kind of a bad slope to be on, but it should be easier once I get the 10,000 done. So we'll see. Anyway, that's enough talking from me. I hope you guys are all doing well. I will see you guys all probably maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. I did get, my husband bought me for my birthday a bunch of like video editing software, and like he had a microphone, but he bought like a stand and stuff for it. So hopefully coming up, my videos are better quality, but I'm going to have a big learning curve because it's a lot of stuff to learn. So I'm not making any promises, but, oh, I will show you guys. Hang on. As I'm saying bye, I just remembered I finally got my crap up, well, not my crap, my stitching up on the wall. So we got Denver, LA. So I actually ran out of nails. I don't know, I thought we'd bought some, but we didn't. So I just put screws in the wall, whatever. And then my swirling peacock, and then over there, that's not stitching, that's our wedding contract thing that you sign. It's like a decorative contract that's meant to hang on your wall. So there's my kitty. Hi, Moki. You're so pretty. But I've got my procedure on Monday. Not a huge thing, but it is far, so. I might come back tomorrow. I might come back Monday. I am back to school on Monday, technically. But I don't think I have that much to do. We'll see. But yeah, I'll come back one of these days and show you my progress. See ya. Hey guys, welcome back. Sunday the 12th. Happy Easter, everybody. Sorry if I'm a little shaky. I'm holding you in my hand because I have something to show you. I'll try to study it a little bit. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I think, but I finished up my row on George. So it's gonna look kind of weird, but I wanted to show you guys everything all the stitching that has been done on him so far. But I didn't want to take it out of the frame, or out of like the lap stand part of it. So the only way I can show you guys is to, I'll just show you. It's like draped down and stuff, but okay, I was able to bring it forward. So this is basically about 40%. I'm just slightly underneath. I think I'm at like 39.20% or something. So we're getting there. But it's kind of crazy actually looking at it and seeing how much has already been done on it. So where it was on the frame, yeah, it's about as straight as I can make it, was this needle minder was about halfway down. So I think the top of it was right around here. So we still have a bit to go, but I just thought this was really cool. It's kind of awe-inspiring seeing it spread out like this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it up so that I have more room on the bottom. I'm not going to do it so that it's all white. I think I'm going to probably take it about halfway up, because if it's too high up, it's just more difficult for me to stitch on. Yeah, I just thought that was really cool and that you guys would appreciate it. So I also wanted to show you guys the new pattern I bought, which is from Autumn Lane Stitchery. I bought this like a week or two ago. I just forgot to show you guys. So I got Wicked Witchcraft, and it's actually not full coverage. Everything that is stitched is all of the black, the purple, the green, and the shadows in the back. So that gray, that's right there, and creates the books on the sides. So I need to figure out a pattern for it. And the only white is up here in the back stitching. So it's only 4 colors. And I'm more than likely going to do the purple in a metallic and the green or yellow in like possibly glow in the dark, possibly metallic. I might look at the Krynic, the ones that are like colored and glow in the dark. But they only have like 4 colors, so I have to see what they are. But yeah, I thought this was the cutest they have. I'm not a fan of solid blocks of color, which is why I only bought 1 pattern. I need to see if I would even enjoy stitching it, but I thought this one was the cutest out of all of them. But they do have a lot of silhouette patterns. And if you haven't watched their Flosstube channel, go watch it. They're hilarious. But yep, finally got that done. Going to go back and hopefully get a lot more progress, but the 10,000 is finished, which means I can move on to the mini golf, which are these, I have to post every 1,800 stitches. And there are, like I said, 2 courses, but technically 3 because one of them's a double course. So those should be stitched up, I think, pretty quickly, and then I'll have to figure out where I want to go after that. But I'll see you guys then. Hey guys, welcome back. It is Wednesday, the 13th or 14th. I'm probably way off. It's about, I think it's like 1:30. And I think, I forgot to check, but I think the last time I came to you guys was Sunday. So I do have some progress to show you. And I made a couple of changes to what I told you guys last time. So I know I told you guys that I had my appointment on Monday. Well, first let me start off. So Sunday night, I had decided that I was no longer going to stitch George for the next yearly. Because I had stopped after the 10,000, I decided, like, I had gotten a look at the homework that was started on Monday and decided that I wanted to use it for the homework because it actually fit 4 of the 5 prompts. So I figured I would just go ahead and stitch it for that, and that way I was still getting in my daily stitches. I think I'm 2 rows behind where I wanted to be at this point, which is fine. I haven't been keeping super track, but I don't really need to, I don't think. So basically what happened was, so we can't start the homework until Monday. So Sunday night, I had decided to pull out my diamond painting again and finished up that row. So really happy with what it's turning out like. I know I've got a couple of missing drills. This canvas is not the best. I think I have 4 missing drills that are like all over. They're actually they're all in this section that I had done, so I don't know why that happened, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. I've replaced drills several times on here, but I'm not going to worry about it until I just finish up the last row, and I will check right before I frame it, is what I've decided. Because it's really not that big of a deal. I'm going to have plenty of leftover drills. I thought I was only missing 3, and then I noticed another one as I could see the light coming through the back. So I have pressed these down with the rolling pin and everything. It's just, yeah, not the best canvas. I did get another diamond painting in. It came from China, so I didn't do an unboxing because I basically just unboxed it so I could throw the box outside, just to try to be a little safe. And then I hung it up in my closet. When I actually go to work on it or touch it again, I will, like, I wash my hands right after that. I will go to wash it off with Clorox wipes or whatever, just so I'm on the safe side. But I think by it hanging up as well, like, that's why I wanted to take it out and just hang it up as soon as I could. I'm hoping that that will, like, kill off the germs that are on it, because it's hanging in my closet. I haven't been coming in my craft room very often except to do these videos. It's all the way over there. The drills are on the desk, but since I'm not touching them, I'm not, like, putting anything in the air. So I'm hoping that everything should be fine. And this was, I unboxed it like 3 or 4 days ago. So anyway, just want to let you guys know I do have another one, so you guys might see another one. What it basically is, I didn't take off all the paper. Like I said, I was trying to touch it as little as possible, so I have no idea if like, it looks fine. It doesn't look like there's any rivers or anything in it, just from the little bit that I saw. But I don't know how clear the picture is going to be. I got it large, and what it is it's the Disney, pretty sure it's the Disney World Castle during Halloween. So it's got like the fireworks and stuff in the background. And it's a new company, but I got it in a larger size. I just still don't know how clear it's going to be looking at the drills, but it's really hard to tell just by looking at the drill field. As you guys know, if you do diamond paintings, it's hard to tell what the actual picture will look like when it's done. So I'm hoping it turns out well. It is a, I want to say it's like an 80, a 70 or an 80 by 50, I think. Looking at it right now, like kind of trying to gauge, but hard to tell. So anyway, I was excited to get more diamond painting in. I'm really excited to get this one done because it does look really good in person. And it's only got the one more row. So hopefully I can get to that soon, but we'll see. So what I did was I worked on George and added in 6 rows, I think, since you saw it last. 4 of the, like I said, I used it for 4 of the homework prompts, and those were all very similar because we're reading the Beast book and Ursula's book. I did read the Beast book, by the way. It was pretty good. I liked it better than the last one. And I just barely started Ursula's, but it was all very similar things of like something that was put into, it's like basically stuff that you like, but that it's hard for you to work on it. I don't remember the exact prompts because they're similar to the monthly prompts. And like I know the monthly prompt, which I used this for as well, was something that you put in exile because a beast was exiled. Trying to think, I don't remember any of the other ones. But yeah, basically all stuff along those same lines. I would look, but I left my iPad in the living room. But yeah, so it's basically all just stuff like that. What I ended up having to do was what I was trying to avoid, I ended up having to do, which was take it off the stand. I did bring it in to show you guys. So I used it for the 4 homework prompts. I still have to do the book one, which I'm planning on doing Harry Potter for that. And the Exile monthly, basically what I did was I did a row for each one. So there was, set up for me. There we go. Oh, and then I used it for the monthly beast prompt. Stitch on either a beast or a sea creature because, or the piece has to have it. I need to double check that. I think it's just the piece has to have a beast or sea creature because there are horses in the full painting. And so the horses would count as beasts. At least they should. Because it's basically like the way a way you can classify animals would be sea creatures, beasts, or birds, I would think. So I think that would count. I think horses count as beasts. If you use those 3 classifications anyway. I don't think it has to be like an ugly animal or anything like that. But so I used it for those 2, and I'm also going to use it today for the movie prompt, which I don't have to count stitches on, but it's basically watch. It'd be nice if I knew if it was Aladdin, or I know it's Aladdin or Casablanca, but the way they worded it, it seems like you can watch any of the movies that were from the Great Movie Ride, but I'm just gonna go with Aladdin because it's easier. I don't know which one I'm gonna watch yet. I don't want to watch the original. Not really feeling it. So I might watch either one of the 2 sequels or the new one again, but I think I'm leaning towards one of the sequels. probably the second one, but I have to see what's available on Disney Plus. I've also really been wanting to watch Lion King 1.5, so I might watch that. Or not 1.5, Lion King 2. Yeah, they're both great, but yeah, so I think that's all I have for you guys. So basically what happened was Monday I had my procedure. It went longer than it should have. We basically went in, my husband went in with me, and they gave me a mask because I haven't been sewing. So I haven't sewn a mask. So they gave me one, and I don't think they knew my husband was with me, so they didn't give him one. And so he decided, like, we waited in the waiting room for a while, still keeping like the 6 feet distance from everybody else. But he decided he wasn't going to take one of their masks, which is totally fine. So, and he asked me if it was fine, and it was fine. So he went to wait in the car. The procedure, I got good results, but it was pretty painful. And I was hurting for pretty much the rest of the day. So I did do some stitching on George. I think I put in 2 rows Monday. Then yesterday, I put in 3 rows. Yeah. So I put in 2 rows on Monday. Yesterday I did 3 rows. And today I have done so far 1 row. We'll get in at least 1 more today, possibly a 3rd. What my plan is to do Aladdin, and then that finishes out all of the weekly and monthly that I can do with George. So I'm also going to use him for the 1,000 stitches I need for the next group event, which is the Tree of Life? Maybe? I know I did Dino Land. It's either, I think I did Tree of Life though. I think we had a new one that opened up, but I can't remember what it is. But anyway, it's another 1,000 stitches, so I'm probably going to do that on George, but I do have to finish up the weekly as well, so I'm gonna do Harry Potter for that. Then I have 2 more monthly prompts, which is something with flowers, and I don't remember the other one. So, oh, something that's a trio, so that's gonna be Hocus Pocus, because there's 3 witches on the front. So we'll see where I get to on those. Those are only 300 stitches each, so that shouldn't take me too long. Especially because Harry Potter, even though it'll be 600 stitches because it's tent, it's still all black. But it still shouldn't take me very long. So I think that's my plan. I'm going to try to, what I'm thinking is after I do the Aladdin prompt, I'm probably going to switch to Harry Potter to get that out of the way, and then I might finish up the monthlies before starting the 1,000 stitches. We're not very far into it, so I'm not worried about like not contributing, but that way after I finish the weekly and the monthlies, I can use the rest of the week solely for George to finish up the rest of the month, or start finishing up the rest of the year, I mean. So I keep getting distracted by like little popping diamonds I keep seeing. It's driving me nuts. But like I said, we'll see. Once I get the 1,000 done for the group event, those are kind of my immediate future plans. Then we'll kind of see where we're at with time and what comes out with the weekly homework next week. And I might either use George for that, or if it's still super early in the week, like if I still have all weekend, I'll just go ahead and start George on the monthly prompts, or sorry, yearly prompts. But those are my plans. They'll probably change. I'm pretty set with Hocus Pocus and Harry Potter, so those won't. But I also, like I said, want to get this diamond painting finished, so I might take a break after I finish all the weeklies and monthlies, depending on how much time I have. But anyway, we'll see. Like I've said several times, I will see you guys all later. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Monday, 4/20. Happy 4/20 to all you smokers out there. It's about 11:30 in the morning, and I think I'm done with work for the day. I think. I had to make a video for my colloquium digital reflection thing I have coming up to clear my credential. So I think that that's all done. It was basically 2 years of meeting with coaches and changing my practice and all that. So hopefully, if everything goes well, my credential will be cleared next year or this year, and I won't have to worry about it. So other than my like final meeting with everybody to go over our videos that we made, it should be good. So I'm excited about that. I stitched, let's see, 2 rows on George yesterday, and I've passed the 90,000 stitch mark on him, all in that same color. I think I have about 40,000 left. But it is nice seeing progress every day on that. I think I'm currently at about 41.5% done. I think a little more than that. Once I hit 45,000 or 45%, that will be 3/4 of this color done. And this color will be 60% of the whole piece. So I'm thinking it's going to go a lot faster, especially once I get into the filling in the other colors, which is more blue, but it's also some gray. So I think my next color is going to be gray, but I still need to figure out how I'm planning on stitching it. I don't know. It's really going to depend on the color disbursement of the next color or two. The next, I think 3 colors have 25-ish thousand stitches in them in each color. So like I said, I just need to bring it up on Pattern Keeper and do a search for that symbol to see how spread out those colors are, because that's really going to determine how I stitch it from this point out. But either way, the next color I'm going to be doing is gray because I'm done with the blue. But we still have some time before then. So like I said, I'm hoping to finish that part by July 4th. But if I can make it happen, I can get it done sooner. It's really going to depend on how many days I can stitch 3 rows instead of 2. But I'm about halfway through the yearly extra credit on this at this point. So now that we have a new weekly homework, George doesn't fit any of those prompts. So I basically have 2 options. I have, well, first off, I did finish my weekly homework last week. I'm not going to show you George today because he's out in the other room, but I did another 20 rows on Harry Potter. This was for the book prompt, which was stitch something with either a book in it or that's based on a book. So obviously Harry Potter is based on a book. For this week, we have 4 prompts. The first 3 are 300 stitches, and the last one is 100 stitches. Because Ursula is mostly purple, you have to stitch 100 stitches in purple, which is actually difficult for me. I think I can use Fairy Tale Bookshelf. I was kind of looking at the pattern a little bit last night, and I will actually need 200 stitches because that is tented, but I think I have enough in the diagonal that I'm currently working on. If not, I'll just bring it into the next diagonal. It's not a huge deal. But for the other prompts, I can fit them all in on one project, but I have 2 options for that project. So it's basically going to be between either, I don't have a full picture of the one, but my first option was to do Boo Butterfly, which I know you guys saw earlier. I think it was still in this group of vlogs, but the first prompt is to stitch something that, because Ursula lives in a house that's like a gingerbread house, stitch on something that you can either use on a gingerbread cottage or that looks like one. So this pattern has candy corn in it, so you could put candy corn on a Halloween themed project, and that was my first thought. And then the second prompt is to stitch on something that has a familiar. So this one has the cats. And then the third prompt is to stitch on something that represents you. And so I really love Halloween. So I hadn't thought too much about it. And I was thinking I was gonna have to do a lot of projects. But when I really looked into it, this worked for all three. I thought it was only gonna work for the candy cane, or the candy corn. But then, actually, this is my second time doing this vlog because the other one was long, but my second thought was that I could use, it's been a while since I've stitched on this, but this one would be easy because it's in hand and it's all full crosses. So the Country Cottage Needleworks Winter in the Seasonal Celebration, because I've already started this one. So far I've stitched the word hot cocoa. I think that's the only thing I've stitched. But because the house is a cute little cottage, that would work for a gingerbread house. The little bunnies could be minions, and I love winter. It's my favorite holiday. Well, actually fall is my favorite, my second favorite. I hate spring and summer. But actually this spring hasn't been too bad so far. It's been pretty cold. So more than likely it's going to be winter. I did make a couple of masks yesterday for my husband and I. His is the green one, but they're both Harry Potter themed. I let him choose his fabric first. He's not a huge fan of them because I think I made them a little too thick, but more protection, right? Breathing is optional. I have gotten into, I have been wanting to not start something else, but work on something else that's not stitching related. I thought about my diamond painting, but I've actually really been wanting to put together a jigsaw puzzle. Like I still have my paint by numbers and stuff, but I don't know. So of course they're all sold out now, but there are two puzzles that I really want. I do have some here, so I could start putting together one of those, which I've thought about, but I've been trying to be diligent with George. But the two that I want are both huge. And when I say huge, one of them is 9,000 pieces. The other one is 40,000 pieces. So what I've told myself basically is that when the 9,000 piece one comes available, I'm gonna buy that. It's a new puzzle, like new design that isn't even in a lot of stores yet. So I kind of want to do it. It's basically like a Disney art like gallery. So it's basically like a bunch of frames on the wall with Disney characters and stuff inside of them. So it's pretty cool. I like that one. But then the deal I made with myself is the puzzles are expensive. I found the place that they're going to be the cheapest. Both of them are out of stock, which is fine. But what I basically told myself was that after I finish George all the way, then I will buy the 40,000 piece one, because then I won't feel stressed about trying to finish something. So that will be like my reward basically for finishing George. That puzzle, like I said, is 40,000 pieces. It is 10 different Disney movie scenes. And it's got a good mix of movies. The whole thing is about 24 feet long. And our bedroom, our master bedroom, we don't have anything on the walls in there. And we do have one giant wall. So I need to measure it, but I'm pretty sure it'll fit on that wall. So like I'd seen it and I was like, oh, this would be really fun to do. This would be really cool. I have nowhere to put it. And then I was laying in bed and I just happened to glance over at the wall like, oh yeah, duh, I forgot about this entire wall. So the only other way it would fit would be actually on the opposite side of that wall, which is the living room, which is where our TV is mounted. So pretty sure it would go in the bedroom. The way that they sell it is each scene is in a bag of its own. So it wouldn't take up my entire house putting it together. I could make more of a challenge and mix them all up. I'm not gonna do that. So my thought is to use the spare bedroom to put together each scene basically buy a giant piece of cardboard, which is actually pretty cheap. Shipping is a little much, but that way I can move it around and change it where I do it. So basically just getting a giant piece of cardboard and putting it on the bed in there and just working off of the bed. So we'll see. It might fit on here. I have to measure the, like, my table and stuff in the craft room, but I'm pretty sure this is bigger. So the other puzzle, the one that I want to do first, is 40 inches by 60 inches, I think. So those are the, like, the pieces of cardboard I've been looking at, are the giant sheets that are at least 40 by 60. But anyway, so you may see a lot of puzzling coming up. But like I said, stitching for now until those become available, which is probably not going to happen for quite a while. Since everybody's stuck at home, they're all buying puzzles and doing them, so. Anyway, the museum puzzle will come from my birthday money that I got. And then the other puzzle will just be my reward to myself. So on the main website, it's like the big puzzle's like $600, but I found it for about half that. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Like I said, I'm gonna have to figure out how to work this week's homework out with George. I have a feeling George isn't gonna get a ton of progress this week, just because I can't fit him into any of the prompts for this week's homework. So, and I still have the monthlies to do. I still have 2 monthly, I think. So what I may do is start the morning off with the weekly homework, and just do 1 prompt each day. And then the rest of the time will be George work, so I can see how many I can get in. I'm still going to try to average at least 2 rows per week or per day, but we'll see. So that's all I have for you guys for today. And actually, I'm going to end this vlog series with today's clip, so that way we have a whole week of new content, or new progress. And I'm pretty sure this one's pretty long anyway, so I'm gonna end it off here. Thank you guys for liking and subscribing. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. If you have left a comment and I haven't responded to it on any of my last videos, let me know, because it seems like I'm not getting as many as I used to, and I realized that a couple of them were hiding from me. So I think I'm caught up, but if I haven't, just let me know, and then I'll go through and try to figure out where the other comments are being hidden. Anyway, that's all I have. I will see you guys all in the next series.